You know what impressed me with Herman Cain? I really thought he was a great guy. He had a great leadership style, sort of a wonderful personality. And the thing that's most disappointing, you know, when Obama got elected, I wasn't an Obama fan, but when he got elected, I really thought he was going to be an amazing cheerleader for this country. I thought, and I wanted him to be. I said, if you go back and check your tapes from 3 years ago, I mean, you would say, do a great job. I hope you're going to be the greatest since Abraham Lincoln. Not a bad president, right? So I thought, I hope you're going to be the best we ever had. I really did. Even though I'm a Republican, I mean, I hope that. The truth is, he's been a very negative force. Everything's negative. He gets nothing done. He doesn't get these guys. You know, when they played golf, I actually thought that was a good thing. A lot of people say, oh, I thought that was a great thing. Because I thought him and Boehner and the group, they would have sort of maybe, because a lot of good deals happen on golf courses, okay? And I thought that was a great thing. Unfortunately, they didn't have a second round. I mean, it never worked out. And the level of hatred between the Democrats and the Republicans...
It doesn't help anything, does it?
No, it doesn't help.
Take it on the break. I'm going to come back and ask you about Karl Rove, who attacked Rick Perry on Tuesday, I think it was, and said that basically anyone that still questions the birther issue with President Obama is in the nutty fringe element.
Okay.
Which is, I think, where you come in, Donald.
I guess that sounds like you.
Karl Rove blasted Rick Perry when he recently refloated this whole notion of the birther issue in terms of President Obama. Was he born here or not? Karl Rove said if Rick Perry really wants to win, he's got to steer clear of, quote, the nutty fringe element who continue to claim the president's birthplace isn't done. I mean, that, I guess, brings you into the nutty fringe element category as far as he's concerned. What did you think of that?
You know, it's sort of interesting. When I first started talking about that, and again, I've always sort of felt it, I had a feeling, but when I got involved, and you know how well I did in terms of the polls, even when I got out, I was leading in the polls. In fact, I was watching your friends on NBC, and I will tell you that on actually, let's see, it was Meet the Press, and it was David Gregory, and they had a poll, and I was in #1 place. And the next day I was announcing that we're going to do a big season of Celebrity Apprentice again at the upfronts. And so I did very well. I did nice, especially for a non-politician, but I speak my mind. And I will tell you that I always told people, you know, I'm a very smart guy. I got good marks. I was all this. I went to the best college, the Wharton School of Finance, which to me is like the greatest business school. And I'd always preface it because they made these birthers, as they call them, a very derogatory term, but they made the birthers sound like they didn't know what was happening. The fact is, there are a lot of people that happen to agree with, like, as an example, why wasn't this birth certificate given when Hillary and when McCain and when everybody was asking? Ultimately, I'm very proud of what I did because I got him to give something. Now, as to whether or not it's real...
Do you accept that what he produced is valid?
No, I don't necessarily accept.
But do you believe he probably was born in America?
No. I say he might have been.
But what does your gut tell you? Because you are a smart guy.
My gut tells me a couple of things. Number one, you know, it took a long time to produce this certificate, and when it came out, as you know, you check out the internet, many people say it is not real, okay, that it's a forgery. That's what they say.
About
I don't know if it was.
Of the internet is a load of nonsense, isn't it?
Okay, fine. But, you know, they go over it and lots of different things and lots of different reasons. And the other thing is, nobody has been able to see, you know, when, the day of his birth, they had twins born, they had another one born. Nobody has been able to find any records that he was born in that hospital.
But tell me this, do you think politically, for Rick Perry...
I think it's a positive for him.
Is it a sensible thing for him to do?
Well, I think it's good for him in the Republican primary. I don't necessarily know if it's good in the general election. But I do think, I disagree with Karl Rove. I respect Karl Rove, but I disagree with him because I think that probably, especially... you know, if you look what's happened to Rick. Now, Rick was another one. We had dinner. We got to know each other. Good guy.
Yeah, what do you make of him?
Well,
because, I mean, in the debates, he's pretty shocking.
I don't know what happened, because when you're with him, he's great. I mean, he was really... I mean, we had a really good time.
Is he articulate?
He's different.
Is he fun? Is he all the things he doesn't seem to be on the debates? He called
me after the debates. I said, what happened to you? I said, why can't you act? He actually called me a few days ago, and he was very forceful and very strong and very something he was asking me. And I said, why can't you act like that on the debates? You know, the camera goes on. Why can't you act like that? He said, it's just not my thing. Which is okay. I understand that. I know some people that are fantastic people, but they can't do television. If they had to sit down with you for an interview, it would be like, they wouldn't sleep for 3 months.
Well, I'd love to interview Rick Perry, because I think he's a very charismatic character.
Are you interviewing him?
I'd like to.
Why aren't you, though?
Can you put a good word in?
Well, I mean, I would. I'm just curious as to why.
He'll do what you tell him.
But, you know, so I was a little bit surprised. But I actually think that Bertha, for him, is sort of a positive. Now, I think he's pulling away because there's a group of people that think it's something you shouldn't discuss. I don't care. You know, personally, I don't care. I'm a businessman. What I say, I guess a lot of people are listening to. In fact, many millions of people are listening to. And that's why, you know, it's interesting. When they come up to my office, they don't want my money. They want my endorsement. Every one of them. They want the endorsement. Because I represent millions of people. But I will tell you the issue, just to finish, I don't discuss Bertha. You brought it up. I never bring it up. Because the real issue now is jobs, the economy, stopping the world from ripping us, getting back to greatness for this country, which we're going in the wrong direction. But I think it's an issue that if somebody brings it up, it's certainly an issue that's worth talking about. I mean, there are a lot of reasons to think that he wasn't born in this country. Absolutely. And I say that as an intelligent person.
He would say he's put it to rest. And the fact that Rick Perry's backtracking, I guess, suggests that he is sensing it's no longer as the motive as
it's a very volatile issue. It's a very volatile issue. I mean, when somebody brings it up, I think probably Perry got a tremendous earful over the last few days because he did bring it up. He used my name, which I don't think he should have done. You know, he used my name. We had dinner. That's a private dinner. And Trump said that he's not sure, et cetera, about that whole situation, which probably he shouldn't have done. But, you know.
You said to me a while ago that when all the speculation was raging up whether you'd run or not, you said, you know what, I'm just going to wait and see what happens here, before you said you weren't going to, because you said, if I sense there's not the person that can beat Obama.
It's true, I say it now.
Well, I would say right now that it's still a very arguable point whether any of these candidates has got the kind of support in their own party, let alone the wider electorate, to probably beat Barack Obama. Isn't that exactly the kind of environment you were thinking about? And is it possible, given where we are, that you might still run? I'm
looking very seriously. I would love to endorse somebody. I love what I'm doing, and I'd love to keep doing it. I'd love to endorse somebody that I think would, number one, win, number two, be really great, and a lot will depend on whether or not those two things happen and whether or not the economy continues to be bad, which I think it probably will, because we have people that are incompetent running our government.
Well, the election, I think, will definitely be forward on the economy. And you know, I could see you, with your business background, being a compelling choice for people. So I'm surprised you're not very seriously considering it, knowing you as a competitive man, because you'd only run, I think, if you thought you could win.
That's true.
And I think a strong Republican candidate now would have a very good chance.
I don't need to be Ross Perot. Nothing against Ross Perot, but, you know, getting 19% of the vote, I don't think would be very tough at all. And the truth is, they hate both parties. I mean, you have an independent group of people that, frankly, don't like the Republicans and they don't like the Democrats. And I think that there would be an opportunity, but I also think, in my case, I'm a very conservative person, although, you know, not as conservative perhaps as some, but I'm pretty conservative. I think I'd probably hurt the Republicans. And unless I thought I could absolutely win, I don't care if I hurt the Republicans if I thought I could win, because the main thing is you have to get Obama out of office. You have to end Obamacare. You have to get this country back on its footing again. And, you know, if we don't do it, 4 more years like we're going through now, I don't know if the country can ever come back.
Hold that thought.